Yes! Thank you, thank you, thank you, Patty Jenkins. So check it out. Wonder Woman stars Gal Gadot and Chris Pine, and this movie was directed by Patty Jenkins. Now, Patty Jenkins is probably a name that you are not that familiar with, but she actually directed the disgustingly beautiful Charlize Theron in 2003's Monster, and she was able to direct Charlize Theron to her first Best Actress Academy Award win. Now, I say that because of the fact, as we both know, that Gal Gadot is not necessarily the same caliber of actress as Charlize Theron or many other actresses in Hollywood. She started out as a model, and she had some small appearances in the Fast and the Furious films, which are not known for their caliber of acting. But in this movie, she is able to carry the film. She actually shows great acting chops, brings some true emotion, some lighthearted humor that you buy into and believe, and she shows some great chemistry with Chris Pine. Now, for those of you out there who are not in the know and you have no clue what this Wonder Woman movie is about, it is basically an origin story. We got Diana grown up from a young girl to a grown warrior princess. We're watching her learn how to fight. We're watching her understand and try to conquer her powers and become her own person. Now, at one point in time, she is posted up on the shores of this island. She sees a plane come through this imaginary barrier that protects their island from the outside world, talking about baffled at where this plane might have come from, she travels down to the shore. She saves this cat. His name's Steve Trevor. Now, he's got some dudes that are chasing him, so there's a little bit of a battle on the beach. After the battle, the Amazonian chicks are questioning this cat, trying to find out if he's going to bring some other dudes up into their little area that got some unsavory intentions. In the end of the day, Diana figures out, you know what, I want to go with this guy because he tells them about a war to end all wars. A war where women, children, and all sorts of innocent people are being murdered. Diana, we know she's got morals and values. She can't stand for that. So she's like, you know what, I need to run up with this dude. I need to handle this business out there because it might be a real evil spirit that these humans cannot handle, but I can handle. That's what she says. So she goes with him, and she's gonna help him deal with the war that ends all wars. So there's a whole bunch that I loved about this movie, and I'm gonna break it down like this. So I'm gonna step back first to the direction from Patty Jenkins. Now, if you look at a movie like Guardians of the Galaxy, look at Dave Bautista playing Drax. James Gunn and you and I both know that Dave Bautista is not the best actor in the world. So what he was able to do was to kind of conceal or hide, if you will, his weaknesses while allowing his strengths to shine. I believe that's exactly what Patty Jenkins was able to do with Gal Gadot. She was able to allow her strengths to shine as Wonder Woman and kind of conceal or cover up some of her weaknesses as an actress. That allowed her to play Wonder Woman to the effect that we are still drawn in emotionally, captivated, and definitely along for the ride as she is playing this character that is embodying the spirit of love, compassion, and willingness to help others throughout the entire film. It didn't hold any punches to showing us morals and values, what's right and what's wrong, and giving us that message throughout. At the same time, it still showed her being a badass. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman is kicking ass and taking names in this movie, and it's all legit. Another thing that I thought was great was the writing. Now, you can see a movie where someone is a fish out of water. You sometimes can understand what jokes or what funny scenarios or situations are going to come up. You can predict them. The difference between the writing is some of those jokes hit, a lot of those jokes might not. In this movie, you got that fish out of water situation when she's going to the world. Remember, she's never been around dudes. There's a lot of questions that she has. All those jokes hit. Myself and the entire audience was rolling in a lot of scenarios and situations. Some were a little bit more touching, some were very lighthearted and funny, but they all hit, they all made sense, and it all worked extremely well. Another thing that I got a kick out of in this movie was explanation and a callback. In Batman v Superman, we see that old school picture of Wonder Woman. She's posted up near Steve Trevor, and it's a black and white picture, and she got some other people around her. I'm wondering, who took that picture? What was going on when that picture was taken? How did it last all this time and get to Bruce Wayne and then get back to her? In this movie, we get that answer. We understand what's going on when that picture was taken and how it all went down, but it's not forced to us, and it's very brief, but it was a nice callback. At the same time, I like the team that was in that picture. The people that are working with her are great characters. You care about them. They built them up just nice, and the way that they come together is very genuine, and it flows with the film. It doesn't seem shoehorned or forced in there, and I thought that was great, and I definitely would give that to the direction of Patty Jenkins and the writing team. Now, of course, this is a superhero movie, and you're going to get a shit ton of action. There are some great fight sequences, but this is also a DC superhero movie, and a lot of the DC movies have been getting flack for how dark and gritty they are. What I love about this movie is that it kind of melds all of that together in a happy medium. We get a lot of that Zack Snyder dark tones and colors. We get the slow motion fighting. We get all that grit and that grime. But because of the character of Wonder Woman and what she's about, and because of the scenario of her being sort of a fish out of water and kind of trying to understand our world as opposed to hers, we get some lighthearted tones that are very fluid throughout the film, and they meld well with the dark tones of the war to end all wars and the big baddie at the end. I thought it flowed extremely nice. We still get that dark stuff if you like that from DC, which I do, and if you're kind of upset about how dark DC has been in the recent past, you're going to get more light tones that is very reminiscent of Marvel, but with the DC swag. So I think Patty Jenkins and the writing team, again, I got to give them props, did a fantastic job at giving us an even playing field of what everybody wants, at least in my opinion. Now, what good is a great superhero movie without the big boss fight in the end? This movie definitely has a big boss fight in the end, and I like it for a few different reasons. One, it actually holds weight. This fight matters. It's not just some random villain that shows up at the end to give our hero a fight. It's someone that we've been waiting to find, waiting to see, and waiting to be threatened by the entire film. It pays off. It matters. Two, Wonder Woman is showing some real strength, power, and her full capabilities in this fight, and it's super legit. So I'm excited going forward after this movie to see what Wonder Woman is really going to bring to us in Justice League or other movies that she appears in. I'm going to cut it right there because I don't want to spoil any portion of this movie. I want you to go in as fresh as possible. I love to watch movies like that. I want y'all to enjoy them like that as well. Just know that you're going to get a great time and fantastic entertainment with Wonder Woman. I will say that I do think DC is on the upswing right now. You know, the Suicide Squad, Batman v Superman, even Man of Steel had mixed reviews. Personally, I think Man of Steel is a masterpiece. Wonder Woman is a fantastic film. I would probably place it behind Man of Steel just because of how smooth, fluid, and entertaining it is and how much it makes sense. Some of the other DCEU movies have a little issue with sense making. So, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you got a little something out of it that's going to help you want to go see this movie in the theater. Other than that, do me a favor, like, subscribe. Your boy, he's out.